Hey guys, welcome back to Joe Knows. We've been away for a little while. I had a week of vacation and tried to really honor the Sabbath principle of getting rest and staying away from things, and I did. And then we had the winter storm that came from I don't know where, but it was really crazy. But we're back today, and we finished up our talks about marriage, and now we're going to move into something that I'm calling wisdom from Proverbs. And I want to talk to you a little bit about this idea of wisdom. In the Proverbs is a book of statements about how to live a skillful life. Skillful meaning that we're navigating through the different time. Everyone is in it. We are born in different times, different eras, different countries, and there's wisdom. Wisdom, the applying of knowledge, is wisdom. And wisdom gives us the ability to live skillfully in whatever time we're called in. And here we are in America. Most of us watching are in America. Not everyone. There are some from other places that are watching Joe Knows. But for the most part, we're here. It's the year 2021. And we need wisdom to live skillfully. So in Proverbs, it talks about, it personifies wisdom. In other words, it makes it as if wisdom is a person. So you'll read, like in Proverbs chapter 1, it says, wisdom cries out from the street. Okay, and it's almost this idea that there is wisdom to be grasped. It's everywhere around us, but it takes intentionality and thoughtfulness to actually find it. So I want to start out, I'm going to kind of go through, there's a lot of Proverbs. There's 31 of them, and each chapter has probably 30 or so pithy statements of wisdom. Sometimes it's longer, but usually it's just a verse or two, especially toward the middle of the book. So I want to walk through this a little bit, but I have found that certain people are successful. And a lot of times success has to do with having integrity, being a man or a woman of our word, being someone that can be counted on, someone that keeps our commitments and our vows, does the things that we say we're going to do. And in the Christian world, I find that many people claim to be followers of Jesus Christ, but they usually do good on Sunday morning, okay? But it's the rest of the week that they get in trouble. And what is it about Sunday morning? A lot of people that go to church or attend church, they gather with other believers, and they're with people, and sometimes maybe they're on their best behavior, but they put their best foot forward. So I do a lot of marriage counseling and pre-marriage counseling, and I find that most of the times I meet with couples, they're really on their best behavior. And then they tell me about what happened in the past week, and I'm just really surprised. I was like, wow, I've never seen that side of you. And it's really funny. Why haven't I seen that side? Because when they're around me, I mean, first of all, I'm an older person that they respect. They wouldn't be coming to marriage coaching with me. I'm a pastor, and they put their best foot forward when they're around me. In fact, sometimes I'll have people tell me about language they use. It's like, wow, really surprised that you use that language, because I've never heard you use it in front of me. So that's not wise living. You say, what do you mean, Joe? You're saying cursing is bad? No, I'm not talking about bad language. I'm not talking about not being able to get along with your spouse. I'm talking about putting your best foot forward in certain situations. That's not wise. Why do you say that? Because, well, it means that we're performing for other people around us. But those people have no basis to bless or to curse us for the most part. They're not the ones that we should be performing for. So when you find yourself living a certain way, acting a certain way, putting on your best in certain scenarios, and then being your real self in other scenarios, you're not being wise, okay? And I have found that most people, they don't realize one of the simple things, that God is omnipresent. Say, Joe, that's a big word. What does omnipresent mean? It means he is always and everywhere present. So if you're putting your best foot forward for me or for someone else that you deem important in your life, someone that you want to really respect you and you don't want them to see some of the rough edges. If you're doing that, then you're missing out on the point that the most important person that we're going to impress, the one that knows us best, is omnipresent. He sees everything that we do. So the idea that we have double lives, and really not double lives, we don't try as hard when we're alone, perhaps. Or, it's sad, a lot of times we bring out our worst in front of the ones we love the most because we know they're going to forgive us. So some of our ugliness comes out, our life ugliness comes out around our family. For husbands, it's around your wife. For wives, it's around your husband, around our children. And then as soon as we get out of the house, it changes because we're really trying to impress people that don't really need to be impressed. There's something I learned early on in my Christian life, and it has been, the result of it has been a consistent walk with God. I learned that the one I want to impress is Him. And since He is watching everything that I do, then I really don't need to take time off. Now, it sounds tiring, but it's not. You see, I don't need a good memory. I just know I'm going to always speak the truth. I'm going to always do the right thing. I'm going to always try to do my best because even when I'm alone, I'm going to be so careful about what I do because I know that the one I most want to be proud of me watches everything. There's a verse in the Proverbs chapter 1, and here's what it says. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. What do you mean by fear? Fear has to do with a respect and awe. Now listen, if you were about to sign your it's tax season, right? And you're about to sign your documents and the President of the United States was sitting right next to you, you probably would be, most people that aren't pursuing wisdom would put their best foot forward. They probably claim everything. Whereas if nobody was looking, then they might say, nobody's ever going to know about this. Nobody's going to ever know about that. But that's not wisdom. Wisdom is the understanding that the one we really want to be proud of us is watching everything we do. So we can simply, skillful living has to do with knowing that we have a fear, a respect, an awe, a desire to make proud the one that sees everything. So we have one face, not two. We're not duplicitous in acting one way in a certain situation, another way in another, because we know that the fear of the Lord is where it all begins. It's where it begins. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. What I'm going to be doing in the next, I don't know how long. We'll see how it goes. That's how I like to roll. But we'll be looking at bits of wisdom from the Proverbs and hopefully trying to apply them all the time, not just sometimes, because the one that I want to please is with me everywhere. And you know what? That is really a great thing, but it's not so great if I have a double life. So I'm going to make sure that I can live a consistent life, just one life. And if you get to see how I try and perform for my Father in heaven, then I get the feeling that I'll probably be as good a representative as I possibly can. I hope you'll take this challenge now to apply wisdom to our lives. So here's where it starts today. Start to fear God in this sense. He's watching. He's with you at all times. So if you're doing something and no one's around and you think you're getting away with it, you are getting away with it humanly, but your Heavenly Father is watching. So live that way. And also know this, when we fail, He's there to forgive us. God bless you. See you next time.